Happy Wednesday! And welcome to Musicians Hangout with your host, Crash Fistfight, the Booty Pop Moopsie, and Maxine Maxwell of the Maxwells.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. It is so great to be back. So welcome back for an all new Musicians Hangout tonight with us.
Yeah, it is. What's up, my friend? Are you guys keeping warm out there? It is chilly out there. And I don't know about you folks, but we just had a wicked storm. Maxine had a couple trees fall on her house. No bueno. I had power from Friday till what was it? Monday? Tuesday morning at 3:30 in the morning.
Terrible.
Tuesday. Yeah. So, but yay for power back.
Yay, power back, and trees are off our roof, and we're getting a new roof. So yes. All is good. We survived the storm 2022. And we hope all of you are doing safe out there too. And like Crash said, keeping warm. All right. We've got a fun-filled evening for you. I'm going to go over our mission statement here on Musicians Hangout, and then we'll introduce our guest for tonight. All right. So Musicians Hangout mission statement is to be part of a revolution, to create friendships with other artists, and build a community network to save music. We are going to welcome our friend Get Shorty to Musicians Hangout tonight. Come on down. Hey,
welcome.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, how are you?
Good. We are good. How are you?
I'm sitting here feeling pretty good now. Not as cold as you guys are.
Oh, that's good. I know Ohio Ohio is known to get pretty cold in the winter, I believe, though.
It does. We have had pretty bad one last year, but a few years back it got pretty bad. But usually I'm on the road in the snow anyway, so it really doesn't make a lot of difference. I get up.
Fair enough.
Yeah, in Buffalo, New York, and those crazy places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always go the wrong way in the wintertime. I should be going south.
Of course.
Oh, right.
Just follow that storm. Where's that snow at? Let's go.
Yeah, sure.
Avenue Park, I want to try out.
Live from Ohio. So hello to all of our Ohio peeps. And hello to everybody in the chat tonight. We'll get some shout outs to you soon. Thanks for joining us. Let us know if you guys have any questions throughout the night for our guest, and we will make sure that he gets those questions and can get them answered. So my first question for you tonight, Get Shorty, is how did you start your journey as a musician?
My journey as a musician started. My parents were ministers. My mother and father were ministers. And so I played in church. I started with a place called the Supreme Council of the House of Jacob. We wasn't allowed to do sports and stuff like that in those days. So I played around with the guitar. I was banging. I wasn't playing, but I was banging for a while. That's how I got started. Then my sister, who was a majorette, she left home early, and she was a Dunbar cadet there in Washington, D.C., and then she got a job with Mickey and Sylvia as a guitar player. And that's who helped me along the way. If you listen to Love is Strange, that's her solo on her now. And she passed in 1981. So I continued on with my music. And then my dad was a coal miner, and so things would change. And we moved out of Zanesville and went to Charleston, West Virginia. And that's where I got into schools and doing different things and and learning about it. And my dad was a custodian at the West Virginia State College in Institute, West Virginia. And when they integrated schools, I went to Dunbar, and that's where I played football. I had a scholarship there, but my church didn't allow me to play football. So I kind of got really disencouraged. And later on, my dad got real sick, so we had to move to Florida because he got the black lung. And we ended up moving to Florida. And so from there on, I hooked up with a guy named Big Joe Dynamo, which you go to my website, so it's get-shorty.com, and you'll see some of that stuff. And they were called the Chanteurs and all. We just kind of played around, and he taught me a lot about music and started teaching me things that I need to know. And
cool.
I went to the Sir John Hotel, which was in Miami. Didn't know who Mr. Brown was, but I used to practice his music because I had to sneak and do it. But my mom didn't allow you to. They used to call it devil's music. You can't do that here. And so I used to sneak on the porch and play. When I heard the cars coming, I'd run and put the guitar up and hide and put it in the room, covered up like ain't nobody bothered it.
Nobody here.
And from there on, I moved on. I won a talent show doing a number of Hound Dog at the Sir John Hotel. James Brown just happened to be in there that night, and he came up and asked me about my rhythm. Basically, what's got me started was my rhythm, and that's how I got started. And he went to my mom. My mom had a fit, but I snuck away anyway, and went and moved on to Augusta, Georgia, and that's where I got to start at. Him teaching me, and then that's who helped me go to school as well, because I was playing by ear, and I thought it was okay, but I come to find out I was way, way, way behind. The ear is okay, but knowledge is better. It doesn't make you the greatest player in the world, but it allows you to understand what you need to do. And so I tell people, but then there are some people who's great with ear, and then there's some people who are painters who can still read the sheet, but if you move the sheet, then they're done. And some people with ear can continue to go because they have that feel. So you can't really knock them today. And I tell people, don't knock anyone. Allow him to be who he wants to be without judging him or feeling he needs to be like you. We all are separate, different musicians, and we come in the world different. So I continued that on, and after I left them, I went with Sam and Dave, and we went to TK Studios, was the big studio in Miami at that time. And Sam and Dave, they took me under their wings, and from them on, I just started doing different stuff. And then I went to school, and then I started being a maestro, which took a lot of work because I couldn't read. I didn't know nothing about music, so I had to practice every day. It kept me out of trouble in the long run.
Yeah, it would.
I've never got into drugs or drink. I don't drink now. I never have. I drink water and pop. But that's me. That's not for everybody.
Right.
And I think when people make the think, well, if you don't do this, you'll be okay. Well, it really doesn't matter. I mean, your body's your choice. And I don't think anybody should judge you for the way you want to handle it. It's supposed to be a free world. That's what they say anyway.
I agree.
Part of it. And I mean, I continue on and on, go for hours. I don't want to do that. But if somebody has something they'd like to ask me, I would like to say this to musicians, though. If everybody needs to learn to love each other, love them for what they do. Don't love them for what you want them to do or be like you. And it's okay to play cover. It's okay to have originals, but you need to have respect. First of all, music is more than just playing. It's more to it than that. Roy Clark, which is one of my favorite guitar players, I hung around with him a lot. Him and Glenn Campbell. Those guys are great musicians, okay? Another guy named Johnny Guitar Watson I played for. So they taught me a lot on how, and I saw things that I didn't want to do. And that's what I based myself on. The good things that they taught me. And I took that and put it to heart. And also give me an imagination. Yeah, I play cover, but I also have my own stuff that I can play too. So
right.
Everybody have a way and attack things like they want to. We just have to
everybody has a style.
Yeah, respect that issue. It's not you. You don't, like I said before,
so,
don't judge them.
No. So Don Rush from audio side, he says, Shorty is the man. Seen him play over the summer, and he has played a show with you years ago.
Right.
Great dude, great player.
Great. Yeah. And he is too. And all the musicians are. There's Buddy Guy. Buddy Guy, I didn't realize it, but back in the magazine they had me written. When I used to put the guitar on the wall, I was in Boca Raton, Florida, and around those areas. And I was playing with a dude named A.C. Jones, who was a great guitarist, and that's who helped me along the way. But the tricks I was doing, I didn't know because I wasn't a very good player. I had one solo. That was it. No matter what I played, that's how the solo went. So they said, Shorty, can you learn something else? I said, well, I hit the guitar on the wall. Hit it with my foot. I was just clowning. I did not have no idea that somebody was scouting me, picking up on that and taking it back to Buddy Guy. That's how he learned some of them. And so, but I still respect him for what he do. I've been around him too. I understand one of my other friends died, Guitar Shorty, which I am the original Guitar Shorty. I own the name. I own it. That's my first name is Guitar Shorty. Okay, so
yeah.
But my new release with the record, they thought it was a little more catchier because I was outside one night and they were looking for me because I'm always wireless and I was outside. Somebody said, "Get Shorty." Well, they come. It was a joke. I didn't know it. The police had me handcuffed to him, so I would go see it. Back into the club, and I'm like, everybody's like looking, but it was a trick they pulled on me. But That's how I got that name. Get Short.
That's
So,
hilarious. That's a
story.
great story, actually.
Yeah.
And I like variety of music. I play any kind of music you name. I like to play it. I have a great ear, but I also have the knowledge and understanding. Like I tell guitar players, there's a lot more. There's a lot more than solos. There's a lot of people, that's what they want to do, but it's good to learn the basics and learn the beginning of what you need to do. Yeah, I know fake chords in the book, and I know how all the structures, but sometimes it's more to it than that. And that's where the schooling comes in. You know, like a flat 5 or a 13th. There's certain places, voicings is a big deal. A lot of people don't understand voicings anymore. They just go for the solo. And solo is great, but you can play a solo with just about anything that you want. Doesn't matter what it is. And so, but that's his choice. So but for me, I'm into a lot of different chords. I know, and I can retain a billion songs in my head, remembering all the chords. But you ask me your name, I'll be to forgot it in 2 seconds. I mean, if you tell me your name in 2 seconds, I'll be to forgot it. But I know I can retain all those chords. I don't use sheets in front of me. I learn my stuff and I just play it, and I retain it at 80-some years old. You know, and
that's amazing.
You know what it is. It's like math. You get used to it. Music is math. People don't realize it. And trigonometry, all that stuff is math. That's still music. You know, and so I was a great mathematics in school, and I took up a lot of stuff. And it does help. But it didn't make me the greatest guy in the world. You know, you still got to learn.
Yes.
You can't get cocky. You can't think it's all about you. If your audience, no matter what you do, it's all about your audience. And you have to show them appreciation no matter what you do. Show your audience appreciation. Go out, speak to people, shake their hands, say thank you for coming. I appreciate your business. I mean, I did a show in my own hometown.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I stood at the door and shook everybody's hand that came in. Nobody, what are you doing? Yeah, because they need to know that I'm friendly, that I'm a happy guy. I enjoy them coming and seeing me. And I don't do the split down. I don't do the flips
you're
now.
personable. Like fans, people who come to your shows, people enjoy your music. They want to talk to you and they want to get to know you because they are, you know, intrigued by you and they're moved by your art.
Yep.
Right, and that's what makes you. They make you. You don't make yourself. People need to understand that. Musicians and everybody. I don't care if you're an entertainer. I don't care if you're an artist or actress. You don't make yourself. No matter how you look at it, you don't make yourself. The artist is what make you. I mean, no matter what. I mean, me and Prince were great friends, you know, and he came out with Real Remedy of how he sold his CDs. When he changed his name and he couldn't do this. He done it. He stood his ground and he done it, you know, and so. And he was a great person, great guitarist. I remember when he couldn't play a lick, you know, but it's like, hey, look at it now, what he come out with. And so like Jimi Hendrix back in those days, those guys, they were just awesome. Another guy named Wayne Bennett played with Joe Scott. That's where I got a lot of my rhythm from, because I don't use a guitar pick. I don't play it. The reason I don't play with a pick because I got fined $150 from James Brown because I bent over in a party to pick the pick up and he did like that with his hand and smiled. I thought I had it made. I said, shoot, man, I'm good. That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. When I got my check, it was deducted. We was only getting $300. I only had $150, and I had to survive for another month with that. So I have an odd style because I rhythm and I don't pull strength. It's really a smooth. You have to see me do it sometimes. Sometimes we will on the show. The way I do it is just totally different, and I don't play like an 82-year-old man. Because
no, you don't.
Some
of your fans compare you to a 20 or 30-year-old person.
Right. I was that world. Even when I turn my numbers around, it don't fit me. When I say I'm 28, it still doesn't work. 82, so I
just switch those numbers. Go.
Yeah,
you're
around.
Yeah,
very
and the main goal.
energetic.
Right. The main goal for musicians is what my point I'm trying to get across is just come down, be yourself, keep an open mind. You know what I mean, and appreciate everybody. It don't matter who it is. You don't even have to like them, but they still deserve that respect.
I agree.
There's some guys, well, I don't really like what they do, but that's okay. But respect what they do anyway. You know, because sometimes if you try to do it, you probably couldn't do it. Nobody ever thinks about that. Yeah, I can show you something now that you play. You can hand it to somebody and say, well, I really don't like it. But give them that same instrument. Say, well, why don't you do this for me? And I will show you how many people that you can just look at and say, well, that ain't it. That's not it. So you have to learn to just, my main thing is respect everybody. And I do not get upset and let nothing upset me. I stay happy all the time. Even when they're late, I just smile. I might be ducky, but I smile. But I smile anyway.
Right.
And you know, someday maybe we'll get a chance to meet, because I'm going to be out. I'm playing in Omaha, Nebraska, as a matter of fact, next year in May. I was out there last year too. So, but that's kind of where I'm from, and I play with everybody, but none of that. A lot of people I've been here all this time in Zanesville, they know that I'm here, but they just now decided to recognize it. But that's just because I'm not one of those guys that got to go out and say, well, I'm this, or I did this, or I played with such. Right. It doesn't matter who you play with. It doesn't matter how many years you played. If you didn't put the proper time in, it doesn't mean a thing.
Right. It's about the music you produce.
Yeah. So.
And how you make people feel with your music.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
And I see, and I listen to you guys stuff, and somebody said, well, this. First of all, you're wrong. Appreciate it first. Quit thinking because it's not you.
Yeah, because you put your heart and soul into your music. So you're sharing an intimate moment with your audience.
There you go.
Because that's your raw feelings.
Correct.
And you are helping them feel your emotions through the music that you produce.
Right. And so when you do that, you're going to have some dislikes and likes and dislikes. That's part of the world. That's why they call it free world. It's not, but it's because of a world where you have the probability to produce and do what you want to do, and also make people satisfied with it. And that's what you're trying to do. Don't mean you're always going to hit it every time. You know what I mean? I mean, you look at Kiss. All those guys I know, look at Kiss. Eddie Van Halen, who was a dear friend of mine. I had hooked up with a group out of Beaver Falls called the Gennady Brothers. So those guys were great. They went out as G-Force. So, but they learned. They had to learn a lesson.
Right.
Eddie Van Halen been out here for a long time. Remember, he knows the ropes. You can't get around him. I mean, he's not here now, but I always gonna love him.
Yeah.
Of course.
He was a great person. Believe me, I'm telling you, he was a great person.
I can only imagine. I've heard only good things about Eddie.
Oh, yeah. Everybody have what they want to do in their life. People judge him for what they do. Leave that be. He's a great musician. Forget what he does. I don't care if he did drugs till he stood on his head. It doesn't matter to me. He's a great musician.
Right.
First thing that happens to a musician, we're about talking about what he done. Well, you know what? So what?
Well, and speaking of good musicians, Jimmy Moore wanted to say, hi, Shorty. I've enjoyed our times on stage together. A lot of fun.
Oh, tell him great. Tell him hello. And maybe we get a chance to see each other.
Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Yes, thank you. And for those of you just tuning in, don't forget, hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell. That way you know when we're on and we can entertain you with amazing musicians as Get Shorty.
Great. Have you guys heard any of my CD?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
The one that really put me to work was I Want to Be Your Man.
Yes, that was one of my favorites.
Yes. Now I had the rights to record Bad Mama Jamma because Carl Carlton, I played for Carl Carlton. His family gave me the rights. Also for Tartaglia by Johnny Guitar Watson. His family gave me the rights because I played for him. He passed away in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys went down a path which was their choice. I never say nothing bad. I had a guy come to me telling about what happened to Prince. I said, first of all,
people make their choices in life.
So I tell them, hold on, you look at him for the good things he done. Well, we always bring up
exactly.
But I really know Prince. I know Prince's problem. They say it's not drugs. Prince's problem was because what he was into, they didn't allow surgery. 7-day Adventists, you can't do surgeries. They don't allow you to do that. And with the heels and stuff he wore and doing the split, he's amazing entertainer. He could put on anything and look good. It didn't matter what it was.
Yeah. I've been in love with Prince since I was like 11.
Yeah, and you look. There's another lady. I love her name, Barbara Mandrell, who's a horn player. I met all those sisters.
Yes, Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell sisters.
Yeah, there's so many great people. The people, those people who I watch, and I don't look at what they do, what I dislike. I look at what I like about them, and I take that and I use it somewhere where I go. So when I go to listen to a band, I'm not interested in how they sound all the time. I'm not interested in trying to criticize them. I'm interested. Here's something I can do. But nobody musicians quit doing that anymore. They just go out and say, well, this is me and it's all about me. Well, that's okay. But if the audience walk out, it is about you, just you.
Right.
And sometimes I play with just a chair. I'll tell them I'll make the chairs happy. I don't care. I don't care if nobody's there. I'm going to be happy. If one person gets the same show that a billion people get. I played the City of Art in Italy, which there's virtual people been there. And because I didn't know what they were saying, but they were clapping their hands. I was hoping they were clapping for me to keep going. I didn't know if they was or not, but you know, they knew all my material. So a couple of words I missed, they knew them. I'm like, oh, well, I better get it together tomorrow night. But I'm saying those things happen to you. And I can see you ladies understand what I'm saying, and it's great for people in the world to understand. But when you're starting out, learn to know where you're going. Don't get cocky too quick.
Yes.
Don't get a lot of love position.
Have confidence.
Yeah,
but don't be cocky.
Yeah.
But be confident. Be confident in what you're doing.
Right. But that don't mean you have to think that you're above where you're going.
Exactly. There's a difference between being confident and cocky.
That's correct. And that's what I tell people. I travel all the time, and everybody, I'm always happy. And there was a guy I met from Memphis. His name was Wayne. I forget, he was a guitar player. And he looked at me, and they told him who I was. He looked at me, he had an attitude. I'm like, well, what's the problem, sir? And he walked away. I don't know. It's okay. That's him. And the guy said,
yeah, you better be humble as a musician.
Yeah, but I tell them, don't react to what you're not. Don't worry about it. I tell them the same thing about complexion. Don't react to what you're not. Like somebody called me a nigger, I'll be like, what is that? Where is he? You know, don't react to what you're not. Educate yourself.
Yep.
I'm sorry you can hear me. I don't believe in Black Lives Matter. I'm not an Afro-American. I was born in America. That's what I am. I'm a straightforward guy. Believe me, I'm straightforward.
We know. You've been around for a while. You have things to teach us.
Yeah, because if you create those problems,
you've had experiences.
Right. Yes. And every time you title something, if you title it, then you create separation. People don't believe that. But if I walk in here and say, oh, well, I'm a black guy and I want this job. Well, give me the job because I deserve it, not because I'm black.
Right.
So I learned to play music and earn the right to be a musician, not because of my complexion, but because I have the talent to do it.
You put the time and effort in.
Right.
Just like we all put our time and effort in.
Right. Well, the world is just separating everything with titles, and it's really bad.
I mean, look at B.B. King. Oh, my gosh.
Sure.
He is one of my favorites of all time.
Well, I played with his sister Shirley King, his daughter Shirley King.
Yeah.
She's a great entertainer, too. She's hard to deal with, but she's a great entertainer. She heard me, she'll know what I'm talking about. But she's a great entertainer. I mean, she just has a knack about when she hit the stage, it belongs to her. I mean, you know, and you grab that audience and go with them, you know. And people like that, you don't look at the bad. You get something good from those kind of people.
Yeah, that's her confidence in being an entertainer shining through.
And Barbara Streisand, I've been around her with a lot of shows back in the day. And she'd always be nervous for the first 10 seconds. The only person would know is somebody that knew her. And then after that, she's gone.
Yeah.
I've never ever been stage fright. That's me. I've never ever been stage fright. You know, but that's just the way I am. I always want.
I get some stage fright, and when people take pictures of me,
do they?
I always get super nervous. But I always do the opposite. Like I'll give them a funny face, or I'll pose for them if I can.
You were mad. Well,
and I'm just like, I'm nervous as shit. Please get out of my face.
But you know what I do bad? But you know what I do bad? I know. But you know what I do bad taking pictures? Is I always want to stoop, and I'm always short, already short. Why do I always stoop down? I have no idea why. I've been doing it.
Makes you look tall.
Right.
And I was playing one night, and I said, stand up, sure, that's what I am. What do you mean standing up? I am standing up. Just kidding,
I'm short.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun. And I'm really glad. I really appreciate this. I found out about this. And my keyboard player also encouraged me to do this as well as Paul did. And I said, it'd be a nice thing. Because I never talk about myself because I don't know why.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you on. You were just a joy to talk to. Yes. I love your stories, and I just can't wait to hear all sorts of more stories that you have.
Well, our chat is blowing up. Darcy says,
it is.
Shorty. His energy is charismatic and groovy. Always a good time. We can tell. We can tell you're always a good time.
Yes. Shorty came up to me after one of my performances and showed me more respect than any other musician in such a beautiful soul. And that's from West of All.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
hi West.
Yeah, that's West. I know
He's
West. Yes, nice
he's
young man.
another. These are our Ohio folks.
Raising, he
We
likes to speak.
absolutely we treasure our Ohio folks.
Oh, great,
Like
great,
they
great.
are our hearts.
Yes, I believe it. Ohio's a great place. I mean,
It
I've
is.
never been.
Yeah, like we have met so many amazing musicians and all from Ohio,
Okay.
mostly Zanesville,
It's a
but
shame you
other
ain't got
places
to go
too.
way out there where you're at, but it's too far. I'll stay in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where all have you played? So you had mentioned before we aired that you had traveled back from a show in the South, right? So
Yes,
where all
yeah.
have you been? Where do you go
yeah.
your
I
performance?
live in Kentucky, but I have a tour bus, so like my tour bus is very well laid out. But and I did all the work myself. I've got 3,675,000 miles on a tour bus.
Woo,
And then
Wow.
67. And sometime
big.
I'll show pictures of it. Yeah. But I have everything in it. But then I have my trailer. We have our own self-contained equipment. We have a great light show, me and a keyboard player. So we stay pretty busy. But I like being busy. If I'm not
Right.
busy, I'm a handy guy. I'm also a geologist. I'm also I have a license. I can operate heavy equipment. I learned to do a lot of things coming up with that.
I see. Lots of trades. I like
Yeah,
that.
but I did
Jack
that.
of all
But I never
trades.
knew.
That's
Yeah,
handy.
right. But whenever I got down, I always had something to lean on. That was the thing about it. And a lot of people think musicians are not educated, and they really have a bad insight on that. Because a lot of people think that. And I said you're terribly wrong. I mean, they look at Kiss. They used to tell me about Kiss. I said, well, you guys really need to study them because they're all very smart and wise. They're all
Yes.
wise guys, believe me, all of them are. And so every musician today, they have to learn that just because of whatever they do doesn't mean they don't have the knowledge to do something else
Exactly.
other
Yeah.
than music. So, and we get stereotyped that way, but we deal
Oh, I
with it.
know.
And sometimes I tell people, and sometimes I do not. I don't argue about music either. I don't get into those kind of situations. If it's your choice what you want to do and it makes you happy, that's okay with me. But if I tell you you need to correct it and you choose not to, that's okay too.
Right? Like,
It's good to agree and disagree and not get upset and get angry. I always believe in that kind of motto.
right.
So because I kept an open mind, that's why I learned a lot, and I still
Oh,
don't know it all over the world, all through the line of world from Prince to Michael Jackson, Jermaine Jackson, all those guys I've been around, even some
It's
guys who
called constructive
right.
criticism.
Yeah, right. And some of those guys too, you can take your garage band of what they call them, and you go listen to them. There's always something to learn. I don't care how bad you think he played. There's something you can learn. And I'm serious. That
yes.
song I
We can
playing for you, Freedom. Yeah,
everyone will
Freedom.
jam.
Sure. I mean, it's just always if you just keep humble and everything I've done didn't make me feel up there. I keep it inside of me a lot because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm trying to. Some people, to me, it's like you got to prove something or show somebody you've been up there before they recognize you. Well, that's why I stay so low key because I want to be recognized just for me, not for what I've
Right.
done, and not for what I've done in the past. I want to be recognized for just how I am now. Things I've learned, and I appreciate it. All those people are wonderful. I've seen some things I like, some things I dislike. I choose to go the path that I wanted to go because I always wanted to be a variety player and be self-contained.
There you
So,
go. And you know what? You are living your dream.
yes, yes. And
Absolutely.
at my age now, I just want to stay happy.
That's your truth.
Right, yeah. I want to stay happy every day, and I'm always happy. You can't make me angry. This guy the other week, he said something to me, and he looked at me. He said, "So, what do you think about that?" I said, "That's great if that's the way you feel." He said, "You're not angry." No.
I mean, you're making yourself angry,
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
but
That's
I'm
all.
okay with that.
Right. So people have to learn some, and it's not easy. That's not an easy route. I had to learn how to do because I used to have a temper, but down through the road, it broke me. Taught me a lesson. You shut your mouth, you might keep a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you have to have that finesse, right? To fight that tongue.
Right.
Yes.
But being
Pick
out
your
there,
battles.
right? Everybody want to be a star, but sometimes you're going to learn when you come to be a star. Just remember where you put yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
You put yourself in a position that you got to deal with it all. Doesn't matter.
Oh
And
my goodness, don't we? Like we deal with
Don't
so
we
many
know that?
right,
things,
yes,
in
you know what I
person,
mean.
online now. Like it's yeah, it's a lot of work. Our
Oh,
friend Christina says, "Wow, coolest stories ever!" Right? Shout out to
Right?
Christina from Ascent. We love you.
Yes. Ascent is amazing.
right, right, and this is great too. I mean, I've never done it, and it's really, really great. I've always just been, I'm a loner. I don't travel with nobody. I'm by myself, but I love people. When I hit the stage, I'm different. I love people. I love the audience, and I mean that's just me. I walk out, I get on tables and still play the guitar up in there, and I make it light up. I make it shoot. I make it crazy. Yeah.
It may look like it's just the three of us.
Yeah.
But there are many, many people watching right now.
Yes. Great.
So there's an audience, and they're lively, and they're happy. Right. A lot of them have the biggest respect for you as a musician and as a person.
Right. And tell them I feel the same way about everybody. I'm a true person. I'm very true because I learned to be very true. It's important to you as well as it is to anybody else. And
Dexter Bradley says that he has followed you for over 20 years, and you are the legend.
Well, I'm still learning.
Awesome.
I still learn, though. I still learn. And I appreciate all the people who support me even at this time, even in this town here in Zanesville. When I did a show, it really turned out great, and I appreciate them. I really do. I have to learn to just come out of the bag and maybe say some things and allow people to know. But I guess I haven't done it down the years just because of I like to be acknowledged. I don't want nobody to feel like I got to be up here for somebody to respect me. Okay?
Right.
Because I came from a big family, I know what that means. And I've been around people who's been poor, I've been around people who's been homeless, and I've helped people who don't have nothing. I don't care. I dig in my pocket. I say, why are you giving it to me? Going to get a bill. So what? I gave it to him. It's his choice what to do with it. We tell him what to do if you give it to me. Sure. I walk on the people standing on the street and they're begging. I might reach in my pocket here. Here's $2. And somebody said, well, why are you doing that? He's just going to go get whatever. I said, well, when you give it to somebody, do you have the choice to tell them what to do with it? No. The gift means it's not yours no more.
Right.
So, just allow it to be whatever it is, And you never know. There's some people you can help. There's people you can help in this world. And there's some people
Exactly.
You don't know what people's going through sometimes. So sometimes you jump the boat. And, there's some guys looking mean. I walked up on a guy that he looked so mean, turned out to be the best guy in the world. Well, I just got from playing. He looked so mean like he didn't want to even talk to me. He says, and he looked at me and says, well, what are you looking for? I said, well, I was looking for this club here. I said, it's like it used to be a Holiday Inn. I said, but now it's called something else. He said, oh, you the guy, huh? I said, yes, sir. He said, get on in here. Just that's how he said it. Get on in here, man. And we sat down, greatest comment. He said, whatever you need, don't worry about it. I got it for you. Now,
nice.
And starting to react to him like he did to me, you know what I mean? But that was his way. That was just his way. So sometimes take your time and learn to before you jump the gun, you know what I mean? Take your time and learn how to deal with people. And because of my experience in life and I haven't always been this way, but I learned to be this way probably when I turned like 40, 42, because at that point in time, I learned that, you know what, you don't know how long you're going to be here, you don't know when you're going to leave. So the best thing to do is enjoy yourself. And that's why I play the guitar now. Once I grab the guitar, it's like a whole new world for me. It puts me in a whole different world. I don't know how I've done that. It did it from when I first started playing. It was just a whole new world for me, and it's not about being better. When I'm acting and entertaining, it's not show off. That's me. I'm playing from my heart right here.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, I see people, but I don't see them. And I'm late somewhere. Well, you gave me a hug. Well, great. Yeah, but that was then. I'm done playing now. I'm going to bus and go to sleep. I don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, man, we get that. I wanted to shout out to your friend Paul Quinn because he helped connect us tonight. And I just wanted to give him a big shout out on the show.
Yeah.
We love you.
He's got my shirt. He's got my shirt on, by the way. He's in trouble.
Oh, he's got
and by the way, it's black too.
We love that.
That's
love
awesome.
that.
I love it.
And on the back it says "Stay happy" like it says on the front.
Oh, that's your mom.
Oh, you have to let us know where we can get those.
I will make sure you get with Paul, and I will see that we get it mailed to you.
Okay.
Excellent.
What size? 10 powder sizes, and I'll see that you get them ASAP.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll send you a picture with my picture on there as well.
Yes.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
Of course, I'll charge Paul $2 for doing it, not you guys.
I'm working hard out here trying to make him look good on camera.
You did. You were working really hard. You should have seen him, guys. behind the scenes. Angle this in, forward, out, in, up, fall.
Wow, that was before I was even on the screen.
Oh, we're high tech here.
Look, she got it going on.
That's awesome.
She has it going on. How you do that?
I hardly covered the lens this time.
She did it for me. There you go. And so, but now,
gotta do the falling.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Oh,
sure. How long have you guys been doing this?
Well,
how long have you guys been doing this?
Going on 4 years?
Yes, 4 years next May.
Yes.
That is great. It is. Yeah. Wow.
So we've done 10 seasons total.
Right.
Well, we started doing seasons. Let's back that up. So we went, every single Wednesday for probably 2.5 years, and now we've started doing
like 2 3/4 years.
Okay, so we just started naming the seasons, and we went back and we're like, okay, if we would have done seasons from the beginning, what season would we be in? And we were like, we'd be in season 10. So now we're doing seasons so we can have a break, so we can be with our families and with our friends. Right. Also do our own things as musicians, because certain months get super busy for musicians, as you know. Yes. So we like to have our breaks. And also we've noticed that during the busy months for musicians, like particularly summertime, the holiday season, and oddly enough, the month of April is super busy for most of our musician community out here. That's been the best time for us to have that break, because we don't really fill those spots as well, because everybody's touring. Everybody's been writing during the winter and recording. So now they're starting to get out and doing the shows. Right. So once we hit the, fall and early winter, it's a good time to hit up everybody while they're working on their new projects and getting everything ready for the following year. So it's nice to have the seasonal breakdown.
Yes.
So we met roughly 3.5 years ago, right, friend?
Okay.
And, we met in the scene. We also met on another podcast and became friends through the chat. So then when that podcast was put on hold, they took a leave from the podcast. We started.
They took a break.
Right.
They took a break and we missed each other. So that show ran on Wednesday nights, and that's when we would hang out. So we decided to start a hangout, and it was behind the scenes. So it was a Discord group. It wasn't live. And then my husband suggested we go live with it. So now, long story short, I guess, here we are. Almost 4 years.
Musicians Hangout was born.
Yep.
That's great, though.
It has been. And we've had, really awesome connections nationwide, worldwide, especially during So during the 2020 shutdown, when people couldn't, musicians couldn't play in person, we started a virtual concert. It was a friend of ours, Brandon Welch, from the band Toast.
From Big Wood Records.
Okay.
He contacted us, pitched the idea, so we worked alongside with him to do this virtual concert series during the first 6 weeks of quarantine. And it was intense. We had sometimes a 12-hour stream with musicians from all over the world.
All over the world.
It was so fun.
We had people like in Ireland and Germany and Spain.
Right.
And all over the world. Ecuador, wasn't there somebody from Ecuador?
Yes, Mexico. It was super fun. Like, we did some benefit concerts during that time for there was a dog shelter, Second Chance Dog, and then there was the LLS
Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
So we did all of that online and helped raise money. And through the dog benefit, we helped adopt over a dozen dogs were adopted because of our live stream. So we've done some cool things.
And we were able to raise money and donations, such as dog food and other amenity or other supplies that dogs and other pets might need.
Yeah,
So
we get
like
donations.
dog food and brushes and balls and toys and beds and blankies, you know,
Food,
stuff.
treats, etc.
Right.
Yeah, so we've been doing this and we've been loving it because we've been meeting some really awesome people and we're living our mission statement to build
Yes.
community, connect with other artists, build friendships, and really save music because we know as independent artists, music has taken, you know, this wild roller coaster ride, especially the last 2 decades have been pretty rough for, you know, the independent musician.
Yes.
And
So
do you know why that
before
is?
we go, Jason Edward Adams,
Right.
Oh, yes.
he says that you are the hardest working man in show's business around here. Mr. Shorty is a freaking legend. And you are bomb diggity.
He's bomb diggity.
He is bomb diggity.
And you know, and this is something great that I've listened to your discussions about how you got together and how you're doing this. And you know what's so great about it is, and I want to say this here because it is kind of important, is that we had a lot of people from Michael Jackson to everybody other than Prince and Dolly Parton to really do something for the music industry, to give people something to do. Dolly Parton looked out for all of her groups in her local area and always kept somebody playing. People don't know that. She's a great person, okay?
Yes, she is amazing.
Prince did the same thing. But there were some people who was there. They haven't made a great foundation for upcoming musicians. We need programs for them as well as they do it for other things. Give them some good leadway so they understand some things. I want to start one here. I've been trying to get it started, which I will. Maybe through this we can. I'd like to get a nice program started to help musicians, to help give them more theory. Also help them to understand that music is not just playing and trying to be cheap. Music is playing and trying to understand the business inside as well as music inside. Also learn what you need to do and things maybe you don't want to do. It's just like that. Now, what's good for me may not be good for you, but we need to sit down and say, okay, you know what? But maybe that don't work here. This don't work here. But when main thing you want to keep is respect. You want to keep respect from your artists to you.
Yes.
And if you can do that and generate that, then you got it made. You will always have a great following no matter where you go. I mean, and that's the way it's not. That doesn't mean everybody can do that.
And you know, musicians should have mutual respect for each other.
Sure.
Yes.
Regardless. It takes a lot of guts to take that stage and put yourself out there on Front Street like that.
I know, but I can walk in. There's a place I go here even now. I walk in, and I don't want to be notarized, but they asked me to sign a book. I said, "Are you asking me to sign your book?" No, ma'am, I will not do that. She said, "Well, will you play?" I said, "I would probably play, but I'm not signing no sheet." I mean,
right.
I'm a professional entertainer. You don't do that to me. At least give me that respect. Don't just to me. That's disrespect to me.
Yeah.
Hey, Shorty, we've got a Larry in the chat. He really wants us to let you know that
Larry, that's my keyboard player, Larry Neely.
And that I jammed with him, and he also wants to say to you, tell Shorty I said, what? He will know what it means.
He knows what it means.
There you go. Shout out to Larry.
What?
Is it Larry? You said
It's
Larry?
Larry.
Did it say Neely?
Yes, Larry Neely.
Larry Neely, that's my keyboard player.
Yeah.
Yay!
Now that is a guy
we have to have you on, Larry. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's a great singer, great keyboard player. He is awesome. You got to hear some of the stuff him and I do together, and I'll get it so you can see. Sometime maybe we need to get it where we can air a show to you.
Yes, that would be great.
Yes.
Yeah, really live and do it.
Okay.
And maybe at some point I can get out that way. You know, my bus goes everywhere. I don't care. I would like to.
Ooh, we would love that. Yeah, we have plenty of venues.
We do. Yes.
And we'll get something worked out, and you'll see that our support. It ain't about money with me; it's about life and being happy. That's what it is with me.
We would love to show you how supportive our music scene is too.
It absolutely is. Great. Yes. We've got a great musician community out here in the Pacific Northwest. And
yeah, we do.
I absolutely feel the love from our community. And yeah, we would love to have you out here. And we're actually planning on trying to make it out to Ohio next summer. So we're trying to meet all of our fans out there.
You know what? We ought to put something together and just do it.
Yeah.
I'm glad to help you with it. I'd gladly help you with it. No problem.
All right.
Yeah, no problem.
That sounds
whatsoever. And the variety of music is what we need to do. Everybody, do a stage, 3 or 4 stages, put it together. No doubt. I just did a show where they had the 3 or 4 bands, and everybody had a different stage. Because I was on the main stage, had another stage, and there was no lapse in music. It was soon that guy stopped, they took over there. It was really nice. And I just told Paul about that. We ought to do something like that around here. That would be something nice we should do.
It would be very nice.
Yeah, tasteful music. All of it's tasteful. I don't care what it is. Somebody's gonna like it. I don't care. It got nothing to do with personal issues. Music has to do with there's people out there who love what you do, and they need to hear it sometime.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Am I back?
I enjoyed that. Larry Neal. Wait till I see Larry. I'm gonna call him up when I get off here on the phone. I'm gonna call him and tell him to get off of that computer. He's a great guy. Sang and do everything. Oh, he's awesome. It's just him and I. We do shows all the time.
That's great.
Yeah. He plays
You should have played the technical difficulties commercial.
I didn't know you were frozen, friend. We had
no idea. Oh my gosh. It was like a good 30 seconds. I was
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell you we're having issues. All good.
I want you guys to be good. We'll do this again, okay?
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being on tonight. And we absolutely would love to have you and your keyboardist on for a live performance. That would be amazing. We would be so honored.
We'll do that. I'll pick a place here that we can do it. Probably we can set up because we have our own. We're self-contained. We have our own light show.
Speaking of a place, hold on, wrong one. Jim Watson says Zanesville loves Get Shorty, especially at the bar in Zanesville. I've heard of the barn. Yes.
Yeah. Jim got good hot dogs and good chicken.
Yes.
He knows the chocolate man. They call me Love Chicken. They know that. But I have fun.
Awesome. Shout out to Jim. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you for sure.
Power loaders like Max Headroom over here.
Yeah. Wait till I call Larry. I'm going to beat him up.
That's awesome.
Because I just talked to him. We got a big show coming up on the weekend, so.
Tell Moopsie I love her music.
Thank you.
That's great. Thanks, Larry.
I am the booty pop Moopsie. And we thank you for your support.
And thank you guys so very much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, man. Thank you for being on tonight.
And I will see that you get your t-shirts. I'll do it through Paul, and he'll get everything to you. You give Paul your sizes, and I'll see that.
Perfect.
That's the best thing. Seriously. Thanks so much. We will.
And I'll send them to you ASAP.
Okay, thank you. Your stories were amazing tonight.
All right, be good. You guys stay sweet now, okay?
All right. Thank you. Good night.
Keep the cold weather out there. Keep the cold weather out there. I don't want none.
But I'll try. I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Good night, Shorty.
All right. Good night. You guys be sweet.
Love you.
Yes, ma'am. You guys too. You guys take care. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. What a beautiful soul.
Dude, he is amazing. And did you hear all of those names?
Yes. He's got
James Brown, Prince, Michael Jackson, Jermaine Jackson, Michael's, older brother.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows a lot of people. I mean, Eddie Van Halen, he's been around. He's worked with some really amazing artists.
He's an amazing guitarist.
So blessed that we were able to connect with him. And I wanted to mention that our guest for next week was also tuning in. So we have Jason Edward Adams tuning in with us and hanging out with us next week. So you're not going to want to miss that. It's our last interview for Musicians Hangout season 10.
For this season, for season 10.
for season 10. We'll be booking for season 11 soon. So I've got a list of people that I'm already connected with for season 11. So we'll make confirmations with all of you soon. And we are looking for music videos. So we want to do a Thanksgiving music video montage.
We also want to do a Christmas and New Year's, though.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we want to share your music videos. If you have music videos you want to share with us, please send them our way. If you know anyone that should send their music videos to us, please connect with them and have them connect with us. And just so you all know, if anyone is affiliated with CD Baby, we cannot air your music during the montage, but we would love to share it. So with their contract, we can't air that out it live with copyright infringement.
YouTube will not let us. Facebook will not let us.
Wah, wah. So if you are affiliated with CD Baby, we'll still help, promote you. Just send it our way. We'll promote it, but we can't air it live, unfortunately.
No.
All right. Well, that being said, I guess make sure that you check out Get Shorty, follow him on Facebook. He has his website as well, and you can find him on YouTube.
Right. And another reminder.
Go ahead.
For those of you who are, new to the show tonight, don't forget, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. You got to hit it twice. That way you can get all the notifications when we are live, because we do other stuff too sometimes. So, yeah, please do that. And have yourself an amazing evening.
All right, friends, I'll take us out and we'll see you next week. Here we go. Good night, everybody. Take care. Keep rocking. We love you guys.